guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittney Bundles, and today is another Sunday Chit Chat Q&A video. If you are new to the channel, pretty much on Sundays I read through my comments, emails, DMs, text messages, and I pick one topic to go over and answer on camera with you guys. So these videos I feel are helpful just in case you have some of the same questions, or maybe you don't have some of the same questions, but the information can still be enlightful for you. So be sure to go ahead and give me a big thumbs up. Make sure that you are subscribed, and let's get right into the video. Okay guys, so today's video is going to be on an email that I received. I did reply back to this email actually this morning, but it's a really good email, really good questions. So I want to go ahead and share this with you guys. So the email reads, "Good morning, Brittney. My name is..." I'm not going to say anyone's name because I keep everything confidential, just to let you guys know. I am reaching out to you to thank you for taking the time to reach out and teach beginning entrepreneurs like myself. I look up to you and highly value any info you provide. With that being said, I do have questions and hope you may be able to provide any answers. So the questions are, was there ever a time where you almost didn't pursue the business and what changed your mind? What advice would you offer to someone with a low Facebook or Instagram following? How were some of your roadblocks with having to appeal to a larger audience? Lastly, part of my why to starting this business is seeing the steady rise in any economy of non-Black beauty supply stores. I live in a community that has a healthy amount of people living below the poverty level, with the remainder of a struggling middle class, yet those businesses flourish. So it breaks my heart seeing women like myself give our hard-earned money to others, and the money doesn't ever circulate around the community. I want this to blossom into other opportunities that can aid in helping the community. If there are any words of encouragement or some pieces of wisdom you can share, I will appreciate it, treasure it, and refer to it as I go forth on my journey. Thanks so much for taking the time to do what you do and taking the time to read this. So first off, I want to shout out to you and thank you for actually taking the time to write this email, to think of good questions, because these are really good questions. And I'm going to go right into the video and just start answering the questions. So pretty much I wrote back, "Hey," put her name in there. "Thank you for reaching out. I really appreciate that. I have attached your questions and my answers below." So remember guys, the first question was there ever a time where I almost didn't pursue my business and what changed my mind? So my answer to that is yes. I was terrified of failing and wasting time, money, etc. I knew that the only real way to see how my business would do was to go for it. Life in part is about finding out who you are and what you're destined to do. Giving power to my fears would have hindered that process. So pretty much guys, yes, I have thought of, there were times before I even started my business. There were times while I was in my business that I wanted to give up. If you guys have followed my journey, you've seen a lot that's happened with Bad Chick Hair and with my growth and, just with the different decisions that I've decided to make. Way back when I first decided to start Bad Chick Hair, there was a lot of things in my mind, the fear of wasting money, the fear of not succeeding, the fear of, putting a lot of time into something and nothing happening. I mean, being embarrassed. There was a lot of, different things that go through my mind. But ultimately, you have to realize that if you don't do it, you'll never know. I mean, you can sit back all day and speculate, what if, this may happen. I'm scared of this, but you really never know how anything is going to turn out until you try it. Now, I strongly recommend that you always have a plan, that you always have backups, but ultimately life is truly about finding out what you want to do, finding out who you are, how you can help others. And if you don't do what's in your heart, it's like, are you really living, to be honest? And that's with the business or anything. So I had to get up enough courage, enough faith to say, you know what, I want to try something. Even today, I get a lot of emails from people that say, I've wasted so much money trying to start my business. And, I really don't want to say waste, but I can understand where you're coming from because I opened a whole salon. There's a lot of money that goes into a salon. I even paid to get out of my lease for the salon. So there was a lot of money that went into that venture of a business. I still don't consider it a waste though, because it taught me so much. I learned so much valuable information that I wouldn't have known if I never tried it. So it depends on how you look at things. It depends on, your mindset and honestly, what you get out of the experience. Just because you don't get an order, like I said in all my videos, does not mean that you're not successful. Just because you don't make as much as the next person does not mean that your business isn't going to work. Like I say all the time, businesses are up and down. You have to learn to not only measure your business by the amount of orders that you're getting, but to actually measure your business by your passion and to measure your business by your, by your message and the way that it can help others. Because even if I don't get paid today, I'm still helping, and it feels good. It's a different feeling when you just go into work, you clock in, okay, I did my job, I went home. And there's nothing wrong with working. I've had jobs, I've worked Nothing wrong with that at all. I'm just saying that when you're doing something just for the money, it feels completely different when you go to bed at night versus when you do something that actually has your heart attached to it, actually has your purpose attached to it, actually has, help for others attached to it. So keep that in mind, guys. So to answer that question, yes, I've had many of times that, especially more in the beginning of my business and before I started, that I just didn't want to do it. I was just scared. And even when I was on did that radio interview that's on my channel, so check out the video. I'll try to put the link below. But I was asked, what kind of advice and what would I say to other people? And I really would just say, go for it. Go for it. That's the biggest step that you can do, is actually doing something that you're scared to do. And, if it's something that is on your mind that's not going away and you keep revisiting it every year, stick with it. Figure out how you can make it work, because obviously it's something that you want to do. The next question was, what advice would you offer to someone with a low Facebook or Instagram following? I put a link to the video. And I think in this video, I kind of went over that. My Instagram following is not, huge. My Facebook following is not huge. I would say my business Instagram has over 4,000 subscribers or 4,000 followers, which still isn't really, really huge. And then my personal Instagram has maybe 500. So I don't really have a lot of social media following. So in this video, I pretty much just went over some tips that could help grow your Instagram. I'm going to be focusing a lot more on growing my Instagram this year. So that's something that I'm working on as well. Like I say all the time, this is still a journey. I don't have all of the answers, but the insights that I do have, I definitely want to share them with you. Why not? So I am going to link that video below as well. So if you want to check that out, be sure to do so. So the last question was, how were some of my roadblocks with having to appear to a larger audience? And I put, although I consider myself creative, there are times when I hit roadblocks with my business in general. I never want any content nor promotion to be boring to potential clients nor viewers. And to ensure that doesn't happen, I have to take a step back, declutter my mind, and brainstorm. So you guys, even doing YouTube, although I'm not paid, I don't want to say it's a job, but it definitely takes work, and it definitely takes creativity, and it takes time, to sit down and actually pull out, your lights, or to sit down and actually try to go into a space that's quiet, or to sit down and actually get your mind together enough to be able to communicate and to, speak through a camera, through a phone, whatever you're using. Sometimes you have to, really brainstorm on, what am I going to talk about today? What's going to be interesting, but what also is on my heart? So there's different things that I go back and forth on. There's some days that I really want to get a video out, but I'm like, dang, you guys want to see it? Because I have a lot of heart-to-heart videos, you guys. I truly have a passion for helping people. And sometimes I'll have a video that's really not focused solely around hair, but it's more so about, a message that I have on my heart, whether it be self-love, whether it be how to communicate effectively, whether it be about, feeling like you really don't have that much support, whatever it may be. Sometimes I have those messages on my heart, but I still want to make sure that I'm, have enough content on my channel, good content that's about hair, because, ultimately that's, primarily what the channel is. Most of my videos on this channel go over different hair business tips and things like that. I do have some unboxings. I do other things, vlogs, but the majority of my channel is centered around the hair business. And so I know that, you guys are expecting to see videos like that, but sometimes I do want to do, some other things too. So I do hit roadblocks a lot, because I'm like, what should I post? What do you guys really want to see? Because obviously I'm going to post, what I want to post and what I feel is going to be effective. But I also want you guys to find enjoyment in it and to find inspiration in it. So it just, sometimes, it goes back, my mind just goes back and forth, like, okay, do you want to post this today? Do you want to wait? So I have to figure out. And then also, like with my Bad Chick Hair, with my hair business, I have to figure out, what should I do? What kind of promotion should I do this month or for this holiday? How am I going to advertise it? Which way am I going to position it? What streams of advertising am I going to use? How am I going to make sure that it reaches my audience the way that I want it to reach? And so, yes, you guys, I definitely come up with roadblocks all the time. The same as if you're an artist or if you're a writer. A lot of times when you're doing something and you have to constantly produce different content, or different promotions or different sales, sometimes you're like, man, I don't want it to be repetitive. I don't want it to get boring, but I still do enjoy what I do. And I still do want to give you guys as much information as I have. So how can I do all of this without, turning viewers away, or without making it seem boring, or without, having the same discounts and same promotions over and over. So that definitely can, like I said before, play a little bit on your mind, and you can come to times where you're like, dang, like, what do? You just kind of hit a block. So I just step back, like I mentioned, try to declutter my mind, even if it means taking a step away from your computer, taking a step away from your phone, just giving your just giving yourself time to actually recoup and to just let your brain think. Because as a business owner, you're constantly thinking about your business. Even if you're not trying to, sometimes people will say, let's go out, let's go shopping, let's go get something to eat. Let's try to take your mind off of this. But even still, if you have your phone and you're using the same phone for like business emails and sales and, your YouTube comments, then you might see something. You're like, okay, let me just respond back to this one. Or dang, somebody just called. Let me just quickly, text this person. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it seems like you're always working. And like I mentioned before, or I don't know if I mentioned this before, but when you run your own business, when you're not actually getting a check coming in from like an employer, your money, like you literally have to constantly work for the money that you get. It's not a 9 to 5 type of, okay, I got, work this many hours, I'm getting this much guaranteed money. But the business is not guaranteed money. So you have to be conscious of that as well. And I'm going to be making another video too, because this brings me to another topic of, a lot of people say, should I just quit my 9 to 5? Should I quit my job? I get those questions all the time. And I'm going to be making a video about how I feel about that, and what are some things that you can do if you are wanting to work for yourself as your primary source of income. Some things that you can do to set yourself up for that, and also some of the disadvantages and advantages on both sides. I think a lot of people talk about, when they start their business, they only talk about the good sides of working for yourself, but they don't really talk about some of the challenges that you may face. So I'm going to be going over a video really soon, kind of going over, both different options and the advantages and disadvantages to both sides. So make sure that you are subscribed and turn on your post notifications. But pretty much I wrapped up the email after that question, and I said, from reading your email, it definitely feels like you have a passion for helping others that I can relate to. And I wrote this because if you guys remember, at the end of the email, she asked for any advice that I have. So this is pretty much my advice in my closing. Allow others to experience your gifts by moving forward with your journey. I'm always reminded that a business is a journey for a reason. It allows not only growth for us, but others find inspiration, encouragement, and the tools from your experience to embark on their journey. My best piece of advice is to trust God, yourself, in the process, and go for it. Don't allow fear nor anyone else to stop you from starting. I hope this helps. When anyone's asked, what should I do? Or what kind of advice would you give to young entrepreneurs? Or what kind of advice would you give to someone that wants to start a hair business? My advice it's always been, go for it. If you can get someone to actually try, believe in themselves, you'll be surprised where it can actually go. The first step is really just starting. There's so many people that go back and forth, you'll play with, you're playing your mind like, okay, do I really want to do this? I'm going to start. And then you wait. Okay, no, not right now. Maybe next week. Okay, not right now. Maybe next year. Not right. And then by the time you realize, you wake up and it's 10 years later. Life goes past so fast. You know what I mean? Like literally, I was just in high school. It feels like yesterday. Like it literally feels like yesterday I was in high school. It literally feels like yesterday I was living with my parents. And here I am in a whole life, in my adult life. And it's just like life really, life doesn't wait for anyone. And so we get one life to live. You get one life to do what you want to do. And for me, life is more than just, working, paying your bills and dying. That to me, that life is more than that. So regardless of what you decide to do in your life, whether you decide to work a 9 to 5, whether you decide to do a business, you also have to remember to live your life. And you also have to remember that not only is your life teaching you, but it's also providing inspiration and encouragement to others if you allow it. You know what I mean? So go for it. Even if you really are scared, if you feel like, doubtful, just know, especially if you have kids or if you are planning to have kids in the future, I want my sons to know that anything's possible. I want them to know that they can do anything that they set their minds to. And although I can say that, I want them to see it as an example. I want them to see me working, going after my dreams. Whatever that may be. I don't care if, my son grows up and wants to be, in a rock and roll band, whatever he wants to do. I want him to know that whatever God put inside of his heart, whatever destiny or whatever purpose that he has, I want him to do it. And I want him to do, I'm not saying you're not going to be scared. I'm not going to say that you're not going to be fearful, but sometimes you have to work, you have to still move forward in your fear. That may sound crazy, but it's the truth. Sometimes, you're going to be nervous, you're going to be scared, but that doesn't mean stop. Still, still go, still do what it is that's in your heart, because you'll never know if you don't. You can watch as many videos on YouTube. You can read as many books. You can go research, take polls and different things like that. But ultimately, you're not going to know how you would have done unless you do it. And even if you do it and you're like, okay, wow, like I've done this for 3 months. I've done this for 6 months. Even for my drop shipping, people that sign up for drop shipping, hey, I've been in drop shipping for this long and I haven't gotten an order. Or, hey, I bought hair and I haven't sold a bundle. Just because it doesn't move as fast as you think it's going to move, or as fast as you want it to move, if it's something that you really want to do, stick with it. That's with anything. I don't care if you're in ballet, sports, singing, whatever. If you really, really want to do something, find a way to make it work and stay consistent. So you guys, I really hope this video helped. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. My social media links are always down below, and so is my email address. I hope you guys got something out of this video. Be sure to give me a thumbs up. Make sure that you are subscribed if you have not done so already. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.